Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexander Howell, and today what I want to talk about is niche marketing. Most of you probably know from YouTube or Google, niche marketing is basically trying to find the smallest common denominator, or the least common denominator, one of those, figure it out. You're trying to find a specific market of specific markets. If you're looking for hunters, you're looking for bow hunters. If you're looking for bow hunters, you're looking for bow hunters who hunt elk. If you're looking for that, you're looking for people who travel to do that. If you're looking for something else, go down and down and down. But that is what we're going to talk about in this video. So guys, feel free to follow me at Alexander from KC at pretty much every social media platform outside of LinkedIn, where it is Alexander Howell, or linkedin.com/Alexander Howell. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the alert notification so that you know whenever these videos go live, you can be the first people to access it. So, guys, my name is Alexander Howell. Welcome back. Okay. First thing you want to do is make a wish list. Now, this might sound like some ridiculous marketing technique, and I'm trying to make it sound like it's all rainbows and butterflies. That's not it at all. The reason for making a wish list is very simple. It's this. You are not going to be as motivated to work with people you don't want to work with. Very simple strategy, right? Very simple idea. If you aren't willing to go to work every day with that drive, that determination, that desire to be very, very successful, along with actually enjoying what you're doing, it's going to be tough for you to make it in this. So if you're niche marketing, the first thing you need to do, get a sheet of paper, get on your computer, whatever it's going to take, write through on your piece of paper, your word processor, all the different markets that you would love to work with. And this is pretty simple. So if you love football, you might not want to work with soccer players. If you are a hunter, you're probably not going to want to work with vegans, and vice versa. Things like that. What are your interests? Make the wish list and then start paring down. So if you're able to do that and you decide that you want to work with hunters, do you want to work with bow hunters? Do you want to work with hunters that use rifles or shotguns? Do you want to work with bird hunters or deer hunters? Do you want to work with people who travel to hunt or have their own land? Go through and define exactly what it is. And even if you like all of them, if you are both a rifle hunter and a bow hunter, make sure that when you are going through those things, you write both of them down, because eventually you might find that there's some similarities and some differences that are going to push you one way or another. But really making that wish list of exactly who you'd like to be a part of your niche market is going to help you exponentially moving forward. So step one, make a wish list. It's going to be very important later. Step number two is focus. Now, this sounds like something that we just hit on in the first step, right? But this is still paring down even more. So, for instance, if you're looking at clothing, do you want to sell shoes? Do you want to sell shirts and regular clothes? Anything not shoes, we'll say. Well, if you want to do that, then what type of clothing are you trying to sell? Are you trying to sell maternity clothes? If so, you're probably going to sell maternity clothes to women. If you're trying to sell baby clothes, you're going to sell them to babies. If you're trying to sell clothes that are for children, maybe you're trying to do sports related, or maybe you are trying to do something for premature babies that are born and have to go into the NICU. There are all kinds of different things that you can really focus down into. So when you find that thing that you want to do, if you decide you want to sell clothes, now break it down even further. Remember, you can't be all things to all people, but the smaller you drive this down, the more focused you can be, and that market actually starts to look a little bit bigger, because rather than just saying, I'm going to sell clothes, you're able to say, I'm going to sell maternity clothes. Now, what's that look like? Well, I'm going to target, obviously, mothers that are in the 9 months of pregnancy, and even a little after that. So how do I focus my marketing? How do I make sure that that's the exact type of person that I'm appealing to? And what's the way that I can get the word out? Now, we're going to go through some of that stuff later in other videos, but that's what I mean. So you make your wish list. Now it's time to really focus it down. Now it's time to pair it. So do you want to sell shoes? What type of shoes do you want to sell? Do you want to sell hiking boots to people that are up in the mountains? Do you want to sell sports shoes to guys and girls that are in all kinds of different sports? Are you trying to find the right color? Are you trying to find the right pattern? What is it exactly that you are looking to focus on? Write all of this down. So now it's a separate sheet. Now it's a separate Word document. You've got the things that you're looking to do. Now for each one of those, pare it down further, pare it down further, pare it down further. This is the way you're going to build a niche market. This is the way we're going to be successful. All right, number three, now it's time to get into the head of your client. Now, you can think about all the things that you want to do, all the ideas that you have, and that's great. We've done that in the first two steps, right? So number three, Get into the head of your client. What is it that your client needs? What is it they want? Now, you can draw on your own experiences, of course. That's what you're going to have to do. But when you look at those sheets of paper and you see all of those different niche markets that you've written out, that you've created, think about this. What is it exactly that somebody who is a teenager that wants shoes for basketball really looking for? What is it that an expecting mother is looking for in maternity clothes? Now, you may know outside, because this is your wish list, you may know exactly what it is that you were thinking about, but try to get into the head of every single one of those niches. Try to figure out exactly what they may be looking for, because that is going to help you move forward in your marketing efforts. So if you think that what they're looking for is your product, now you know how to position it. So remember, make sure that you get into the head of your clients. Try as much as you can to do that. And also look it up online. YouTube, Google, all of those search engines that are out there have all kinds of answers for you. Anybody who's ever complained about something on Yelp, anybody who's ever looked up a video on YouTube to try to figure something out, all of that information is at your disposal, and you should absolutely use it. All right, at this point, you should be getting pretty excited, because now not only do you have some ideas about how you might start thinking about this marketing thing to these niches, but you've got a bunch of really well-defined niches, and that already puts you ahead of so much of your competition. So right now, what you're really trying to do is focus in on the ones that you see the most potential for. You're going to synthesize all of your efforts thus far, and you're going to really dive in to each and every one of these things. So these should be things that are exciting to you. You know, you're just talking about markets that are already there. And I know that it sounds a little, pie in the sky sounding, but the fact of the matter is, you're trying to get it so far down that you're the only game in town. So as opposed to targeting 7 billion people, or in the United States, 300 plus million people, you're trying to target tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands overall, which that might sound like a gigantic number, but the fact of the matter is it's really not when you think about 300 plus million people in the United States. If you cut that in half, men and women, now you're at 150 million. You cut men who are hunters, now you've got tens of millions. So you kind of cut and cut and cut until your market is so well defined that all of your marketing is targeted, and every dollar that you put in is going right to the client that you want, because 1, you're passionate, 2, you've thought about it, and 3, you know exactly who they are because you've been right here in their head. And that's what we're trying to get to. So synthesize, if I can talk, synthesize that, break it down, get it together. You're almost there. You're hitting a home run. Now comes the fun. Testing. Testing is one of the simplest steps when we're talking about it, but one of the most difficult when you've gone through this, because you've already put a lot of effort into this so far. Most of the time, this isn't going to be one sitting where you sit there and go through all your niche markets and say, fantastic, I found the perfect things to do. No, this is going to take a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Heck, it's taken years for certain things to get off the ground. Just understand that this is a process. But once you get to testing, really what you're doing is, if it's a product, give away free samples. If it's a service, get an idea about what people are looking for, see if they like the service that you provide, offer it at discounted rates, offer it free to friends and family, just to really start getting some feedback on it. If people love it, you know exactly what you're doing is right. If people don't, try to tweak it. And if it's really bad, just throw it out. Try one of your other niches. You came up with a bunch of ideas, go for it. But really put effort. It's going to be so difficult to not put effort, or to put effort into this, because this is one of those really right at the starting line, I just want to start, I want to go for it. Believe me, test the product, put it out there, make sure that you've done all of that trial work before you give it to the public, because once you give it to the public, they're going to be appreciative of you. It's going to be a polished, clean product that is ready for the population to have, and it's all going to be yours. Your product, your service, your brand, your niche. This is the final thing, and you know what it is? Go do it. You have decided your niche, something that you love. You have pared it down. You've found out exactly what niche market you're going for. You've tested it. You've trialed it. You've synthesized all of that down into this one glorious moment where you get to go out and you get to show the population, the people, your product, your service, your brand. enjoy it, be confident about it. And the number one thing that I really want to push on this is you've already done all the hard labor. You've done the background work. You do have to go sell it now, but you know this is a product that is ready for the people, and be behind it 100%. It is easy to get into a situation where people try to push it down. They try to say, oh, it's not good, it's not that. I mean, look at YouTube comments, I apologize. Look at the YouTube comments of any famous person. They could have had the perfect piece of music, the perfect video, the perfect piece of art, and there will still be some idiot on there trash talking and saying it's the worst thing he's ever seen, and a circus peanut could do it better than him. So it is what it is. Just get out there, enjoy. You've done everything you possibly can to get it to market. Now push that market and push it yourself. Become the product, become your brand, and I promise you will never regret it. Whew. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you making it through. I know that these steps when you're trying to do a niche market can seem just repetitive because you've heard it from marketers and YouTube gurus and everybody all around. But really, niche marketing is something that's going to become vastly more important in the coming years. As this world gets smaller and smaller and smaller, you've got to start targeting it just that same way. We have so many ideas about who the market is, who people are. I mean, just look at Facebook. Facebook, if you look at some of their settings, it shows if you're a liberal or conservative. It shows your different religion. It shows what they feel is your point of view based on likes, comments, and I'm sure private conversations too. So really know that this is the best age. This is the best time ever to create a great niche market and pursue your product and your service in that niche market to the upteenth degree. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching this. If you want to, please follow me pretty much every social media. I'm either at Alexander from KC. That's Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all facebook.com/Alexander from KC, or if you're at LinkedIn, just linkedin.com/Alexander Howell. My name is Alexander Howell, last name Howell. Always feel free to text me or give me a call, 816-529-2195. Send me an email at alexander@ttfdigital.com. Feel free to go to those websites or my personal website, alexanderhowell.com. Enjoy lots of content, lots of ideas, lots of things to talk about. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy.